Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Can't believe we're 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours away from the World Cup. I can barely hear myself think with those headphones on, so I'm going to take them off now. How are we all? Welcome to the Matchday 1 World Cup Fantasy deadline stream. What do we think of the new UI? Quite enjoy it myself, I'm not gonna lie. Sparta, hello. John, hello. Dinko, hello. How's everyone feeling? Yeah, my team's still the same at the minute, but I'll be very surprised if it stays that way, unfortunately. Yeah, we've got 2.5 hours today. I know as much as I love to sit and answer questions, I will answer questions, but a lot of today is going to be trying to fix this team. And yes, I haven't refreshed my game, so I apologise, that's why it is currently set. Oh no, I've got to log in again? You're joking, right, hold on. Bear with. Let me pop Twitter out. And I'll log in over here. Look at me, all prepared. There we go, we're back. Oh. Ta-da! Right. Now we're sorted. There we go. Now the percentages are updated. Yeah, gonna be a busy one, I imagine. We've got some stuff down the bottom as well. Obviously, if you haven't joined the mini league yet, the code is there. The link is also in the description. I think it's in the description. It should be in the description. And bottom left hand corner, today's goal is 7,000 subscribers. I think we're currently at 6,958, so we need 42 subscribers from today's live stream. Then we hit the big 7k. If you haven't liked the stream already, make sure to jump down and do so. And yeah, chat's already flying, so I will get through some questions. And I will also, of course, try and sort my team in the next 2.5 hours as we keep a big eye on scouting bonus. What I'm going to do quickly is organise this by percentage selected. So James Rodriguez is officially now 5% owned for anyone in that department. Galindez and Crepo both sitting at that 4 point. Rangel at 4.9 as well. Probably the three most popular goalkeepers all look as though they are not going to be staying very long in people's teams. Laporte has dropped back down to 4.9. Majika 4.8. Upamecano's climbing up. Vargas, Roche slightly climbing up as well. It's going to be an interesting couple hours. Any updates on Mendes? I actually haven't seen anything, unfortunately. He is on the chopping block for me at the minute. I don't want to be obviously playing someone who could be carrying a niggle, so yeah, at the minute he could potentially be one that comes out, and we will look towards a different kind of defender, and I probably will go a little bit cheaper as well, which might allow me to upgrade either Kufal or Xhaka. We shall see. Love Harry Kane, but I don't think England will score many goals, and I'm Irish. I don't know, I'd be very surprised if Kane didn't have a really good group stage. I'm still open, but I didn't actually... I don't know where Erling Haaland's gone. Oh no, Haaland's there. Yeah, I don't know what to do in terms of Haaland, because obviously I've been pretty set on having Haaland as the 12th man, and if you've seen yesterday's team selection video, it was very much like trying to explain why I will be going for Haaland as the 12th man, and everything made sense in my head until I got to try and doing the matchday 2 transfers, and the whole point was getting early on Brazil because I want to double up on Brazil attack. But it's going to be extremely difficult for me to try and get in Vinicius Jr. And then I started to rethink it, and I'm thinking, do I... You know, the whole point in putting Haaland as a 12th man is so I don't have to use a transfer to Kane in matchday 2. But if I just did that anyway, then I could just 12th man in Vinicius Jr. and then I've got the Vinny and Rafinha double, which could be a smart move as well. But at the end of the day, my team has been set up for both matchday 1 and matchday 2, so the more I'm looking at matchday 2 transfers, the more I'm thinking, how much do I really need the 2 transfers, unless obviously there's big injuries, if that makes sense. Who will start goalkeeper for Scotland? I wish I knew. I think it should be at, like, I'm pretty much like an 80-85% sure feeling that it's going to be Angus Gunn. But I don't know. It really could be anyone. Just here for the vibes on 12th man Haaland also, best of luck. I know. I don't know. We've got loads of time anyway to kind of sit and decide what we want to do. I'm open to any ideas as well. If you want to just throw them in the chat, feel free. Thoughts on Big Llorente or Ngoy? I'm not. I definitely wouldn't. I probably. Well, I say definitely. I wouldn't touch Llorente because I'm sure Porro's going to get quite a lot of minutes. Wouldn't guarantee that he starts both matches. Ngoy is definitely someone in my thoughts. He is a really cheap option and a really cheap route into the Belgium defence. Thoughts on Estepinian? At the start, he was one of my favourite and most nailed players in the team. Then it doesn't look as though he's very favoured under the new manager, and he hasn't had the best end to the season, so a lot of Ecuador fans and just predicted lineups in general don't have him starting. I have an idea, but I don't want other people to copy it. To be fair, how many people have we got in here? Let's just share our ideas. We've got 182 people. 182 people. If we all went for exactly that, we're not going to be changing any percentages. Cucurella locked in my team. I think probably. I'm actually thinking about adding another Spain player in potentially. And I'm not a big fan of many of the attackers. I am really tempted to take a gamble on Baena for Spain, which could potentially be my Xhaka upgrade. Any chance Grimaldo could play matchday too? I mean, there's always a chance. I'm not sure how big a chance it is, but yeah, he's definitely a possibility. I think I'll go for Rangel and Gun. I think Rangel will probably go over 5%, which I think kind of rules him out. I'm going to use my wild card in matchday 3. Did you have a good Club World Cup last year? I actually had the best start in the Club World Cup last year. I think I had one of, like, I was one of the top ranks in the group stage. I think by the start of matchday 3, I was 101st in the world. I was watching back some of my Club World Cup videos to try and get some ideas after, you know, we were a couple match days in, just to see kind of what we were talking about and that kind of thing, what seemed to work. But yeah, I was 101st after the first 3 match days in Club World Cup, and then it totally went downhill because mainly in the final absolutely finished me because I fully backed PSG. Deadline at 7 apparently. I've seen it in the code that it looks like it's going to be 8, so I think we're good. What are we thinking Havertz's minutes will look like? I am very sure, like I'm fully avoidant on Havertz. He probably will get a goal, but I'm sure he will only play about 60 minutes. Waldemade has played a ton for Germany in the last year or so, and then you've got Undav as well, who's had fantastic results and really good form as well this season. So I think he comes off after 60, and one of those guys comes on. Bit nervy going without Kane or Mbappe as it stands. I've seen a lot of people today change their thoughts on Mbappe. I think I've got to have him in. Did you answer Sani or Çalhanoğlu for a scouting bonus? I'd go Sani. He's another one that I'm very tempted by as well. I got a pretty okay swap for Xhaka, Brahim Diaz, who killed it for Morocco in the AFCON, plus he's only picked by 2%. He's probably only someone that, I wouldn't want him for matchday 1 against Brazil. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. I think he'll probably be in, like, the wildcard 3 teams, and he'll probably climb right above the 5% threshold by that point. Best midfielder for a 1-game punt, unlimited budget. I would just be picking someone from Germany. Germany or Spain. It's got to be Wirtz, Musiala, Sani. Well, I would go Wirtz, then Sani, then Musiala, or Baena from Spain. I'm tempted by Baena. Thoughts on Dest? Not my favourite, to be honest. I can't see the US picking up too many clean sheets, and I don't think he's, like, in terms of attacking returns, he's not really provided much this season either. I also think there's a decent chance that Weah comes in and plays right wing back. What time are you on till? I'm on till deadline, yeah, all the way to the deadline bin. I've actually seen some crazy people being live since like 3 PM. I've no idea how anyone is able to do that. Sitting in front of a chair for 5 hours is crazy. Especially when, like, this isn't like an interactive game. You're literally just sat watching the screen, which is the exact same thing. 28 years and not a single Scottish player, William Wallace, turning in his grave. Listen, I have had multiple in my drafts. They just haven't made the final draft, okay? Cut me some slack. I have had McTominay, I have had Doak, I have had Gunn, I have had Shankland. Unfortunately, they just haven't made the final team yet. We still have 2 hours to go. Oliveira, our Swiss defenders. I mean, I'm not big on Uruguay at all. You would have seen that from like the differentials video in that as well. There's just no one really from Uruguay that's interesting me. They haven't been great, and they haven't played any friendlies building up to the World Cup. So for me, I'm not really feeling it. So Swiss defender for me, absolutely. I really like Elvedi. He is at the minute my #1 pick to replace Nuno Mendes if I am going to do it. Isn't working 8 hours in a chair. Yeah, but then it's a little bit different. I think. Baena or Dikiatalari. Last piece of my puzzle. Yeah, I think basically exactly what you're saying, to be honest, Enrique. I mean, both could be risks for matchday too, but I think I would be going Baena. I have some questions and concerns about the scoring system. Are tackles the same thing as ball recoveries and other fantasies? And do defenders not get points for tackles? So tackles and ball recoveries are slightly different. Ball recoveries is just recovering possession. So it could be a loose ball and that counts. But a tackle is just purely a tackle. I think tackle points is what you get here, isn't it? Oh, sorry, it's just for midfielders. Yeah, every 3 tackles. So that's just like an actual tackle. Shane, how are we? Listen to Shane, guys. Like the stream. What are we at? 221 viewers with 44 likes. I know some of you haven't liked the stream yet. O'Reilly could also get a goal in. Do you know what? I was very tempted by the England defence. I think so many people are put off by that Croatia fixture, but I mean, are Croatia really performing that great at the minute? Like, I could see a England clean sheet. Oh, they actually are performing quite well, and they're scoring goals. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Maybe not in matchday 1, but matchday 2, I would expect an England clean sheet. Got triple Swits. So defenders don't get points for tackles. No, it's just midfielders. I think it's just basically a way to give midfielders extra points, because defenders get points for clean sheets. Strikers obviously expected to score more goals, so the midfielders are given points for chances and tackles. It was the same in the Club World Cup. If I were you, I'd do Xhaka for Doku. I think Doku could potentially have an injury. Am I right in saying that? Would you go with Sané or Baena or McTominay for just 1 game? I would just go Sané, Baena. I think, obviously, McTominay, I think he's always the kind of player that's got a goal in him, but he's not the kind of guy that's going to score 2 and 3 goals. That's why I kind of liked the forwards a little bit more for Scotland, like Shankland, because I think he's very capable of getting 2 goals, 3 goals. McTominay, not so much. Can you talk me through the captaincy strategy? I'm literally just going to be captaining everyone as the games come. Obviously, you get a captaincy for every single game. So whoever plays next is just going to be getting the armband for me. Elvedi's already rise to 4%. I know, I'll be very surprised if Elvedi makes it above 5. How can I just keep refreshing this? Yeah, I can. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what the percentages are at. James still at 5. Crepo and Galindez and Rangel still at 5. Right. We've got to start making some moves. Mexico starting lineups out, is it? That's very early if so. Oh wow, that was a long time ago. Wow, an hour ago. Rangel starts. Montez starts. Vazquez. I want to say that was... I think that's the exact predicted lineup I had, but I did have Alvarez in that team. Is it Alvarez? Yeah, the one that played with West Ham. Just realised you can't see that in goals. There we go. What time is the deadline? It's supposed to be 8 PM. But you lose the double points when you change captain, so you just wait for a decent haul from a captain, then stick. Yes, exactly that. I think I'm going to be looking to get at least 26 points. I think a 13 pointer I think would be enough for me to keep my captain. I'll maybe reduce that down to 24. But yeah, I think that would be enough for me to hold on the captaincy. If France are playing Norway, if France are playing before Norway, would you not start Upamecano before Haaland? Yes, I would. Çalhanoğlu or Nusa? Çalhanoğlu. 24, that's almost 25. Is the South Africa team out then? Probably not. Nah. What is that? Do you know what really annoys me though? I really wanted a captaincy for the first day. Or the first game. Because I don't... My first captaincy is going to be 3 in the morning. Fucking Kufal. I'm not even going to see his game. Rangel's going to go over 5% now. Yeah, very likely. I'm pretty certain they're going to mess up the deadline again. So am I, which is why I'm going to move on to my teams. Like, I will still answer some questions, but I want to make sure that I've got what I want in here. So listen to me for just a minute while I talk about something. So obviously this strategy, let me present you 2 scenarios. This strategy, which I have and have had all day and for the past 2 days, Erling Haaland 12th man, starting with Harry Kane, starting with Mbappe. That gives me Mbappe versus Iraq in matchday 2, Kane versus Ghana in matchday 2, and it gives me Haaland versus Iraq in matchday 1. That means I don't have to use a single transfer on my front line. Now then, with this situation, it gives me 2 free transfers into matchday 2. The target fixtures for matchday 2, in terms of the ones that are a little bit different from matchday 1, is Brazil versus Haiti, Ecuador versus Curacao, maybe, and then France versus Iraq again. Now, also I'd probably add in Portugal versus Uzbekistan. Now, when I look at my team for matchday 2, the one player that I think I'm willing to get rid of is Florian Wirtz or Luis Diaz. Now, Diaz is a little bit cheaper, a little bit more expensive, so maybe I'll do that for budget. And then maybe Ryerson as well, that I'd be looking to take out. Now, in terms of the prime players for matchday 2, Vinicius Jr. is right at the top of that list, and I also think Olise is also right at the top of that list. So I could be in a situation where I bring Elise in for Luis Diaz, and then it leaves me with only 2.8 million, so that's not possible. What was the one I was doing? Oh yeah, so essentially that's basically where I'm at. I can't afford Elise, and I can't afford Vinicius Jr. unless I take someone else out, which I'm not overly fond of because all these players have good fixtures, all of my premiums. So that then leaves me in a position where I kind of just have to go for like a premium defender instead, and I would just pick up Gabriel for the clean sheet versus Haiti. Then I've only got 6.8 million in the bank, so I can't really go for the best of midfielders. So my transfers for Matchday 2, even though I've got an extra one, isn't that great. If we're being honest, is that fair to say? I think so. So let's take it back down a notch and start without Haaland as the 12th man, and instead of Kane, we start with Erling Haaland. This would be the team. So let me save that. If we have this for my Matchday 1 team, we then take Erling Haaland out in Matchday 2 for Harry Kane. That's one transfer out the window, which I didn't want to do, but here we are. And then it leaves me with nothing in the bank. I've got a 12th man chip, so then I can use the 12th man on whoever I want in midfield, like Vinicius Jr. or Elise, which I wanted to do with my transfer anyway, but now I can do it for free. And essentially, because I'm using the transfer to bring in Kane, you know, it's kind of the same situation, isn't it? If that makes sense, I think it does. And then it leaves me with one extra transfer to do whatever I want. I can take Ryerson out, I can take Diaz out, I can take Wirtz out. You know? And the more I look at that, the more I think that could be better. And maybe just start with Erling Haaland and use the transfer to Kane. And then use the 12th man on one of Vinicius or Elise in Matchday 2. What do we think? I wouldn't use transfers to defenders, hence I didn't buy Ryerson. Fair. I know, I wouldn't mind keeping Ryerson, it's just a little bit more of a difficult fixture. Downgrade Mendes so you can afford Vinny. But I don't know how much I really want to keep like 2 million in the bank. It is an option though. This one is so much better. Keep Haaland for Senegal. They literally conceded 3 versus the USA. Yeah. No one ever speaks about the times they play. A lot of them play at 1 PM. USA time is very hot. Usually there's not many goals scored in such matches. For example, Switzerland. I'm very tempted by a Switzerland defender, to be fair. Vinny versus Haiti is worse than Kane versus Croatia. Vinny 12th man is the move. Probably just downgrading the no Matchday 1 and have money in the bank. So what if we did this instead then? So let's bring Haaland back as the 12th man. And then we downgrade Mendes for Elvedi. 1.5 million in the bank, 2 transfers to use. It allows me Diaz to Elise, but it doesn't allow me Vinicius Jr. Start Haaland. You can make these substitutions between these matches. Yeah, you can make subs, you just can't make transfers. What if I did... What if we did this instead then? I'm probably just filling your minds with absolute gush right now. Because if I started, let's say I did start with Elvedi. There's a sound effect? I didn't know there was a sound effect. Wait, is that the subscribe one? Oh, I don't know what it sounded like. I don't have any volume. So if I started with Elvedi and started with Haaland, this would be my team. I could take my 2 transfers. I mean, I'm already booking in transfers, which I don't really like already, but Haaland to Kane, Diaz to Elise, and then 12th man Vinicius Jr. That works. Right? Quite like that. I feel like I'm underestimating Kane. No, I mean Kane's like the prime reason why I'm doing this is because I desperately want Kane. I think that could be the move. Because the way things are right now, if I was to start with Kane, yes, I'm saving a transfer, but trying to get Elise and Vinicius Jr. in Matchday 2 is going to be essentially impossible. Because I just don't have the budget for it. So I think that's maybe just going to have to be the move and we start with Erling Haaland. The other way does have more Kane. The other way, the only thing I don't get here is Kane versus Croatia, which I do want, but between Haaland versus Iraq and Kane versus Croatia, I would rather have Haaland versus Iraq. Can I cancel it? You can cancel the 12th man chip, yeah. I've done it a few times. Okay, yeah, I've changed my mind. I've been convinced. Haaland starts, we miss out on Kane. Matchday 2, we do Haaland to Kane, and we do Diaz to Elise. And then we 12th man Vinicius Jr. Sounds good to me. And everyone here has a playable Matchday 2 fixture as well. Sorted. Now we just have to worry about the goalkeeper situation. Let's refresh and see what the percentages are like. Still 4.9. I think what's happening is a lot of people are starting to sell them off, so the percentage isn't changing that much. Kane hat-trick incoming, probably. Kane will get a hat-trick against Croatia, won't he? You would prefer Diaz versus Uzbekistan over Sabitzer versus Jordan if it was only for 1 game week? Yeah. Yeah, I would. Norway goalie. Well, I think that there's actually such a, like, there's a large amount of goalkeepers that you can pick, right? Under 5%. You've got Vargas, not my favourite. Rocher, still not my favourite. You've got Bono from Morocco. Yes, the fixture in Matchday 1 isn't great, and I can see us scoring in Matchday 2 as well. Verbruggen, nah. Norway goalkeeper is a shout. But again, I'm not going to triple up on Norway defence. I've already got Ryerson. Galindez will go above 5% before he plays Kurosawa. That's also a good point. Yes. Kane over Mbappe, surely. Do we think... Well, that's a good conversation to have, actually. Do we think that... Who do we think is the better player? Kane versus Croatia or Mbappe versus Senegal? Probably Mbappe. No? Andy plays earlier. Rumour from Uruguay is Muslera starts. Yeah, that's why I don't really like him at all. There's Suzuki from Japan, who also starts. I don't think Japan are the best of defences. You've obviously got Angus Gunn from Scotland. You've got... Now, if Kakir... The problem is, like, Kakir was absolutely, like, on my mind, and he was the one that I was looking at. 1.6% selected. I can't see him being popular. But when we actually look at Turkey are awful defensively. Goal conceded against Venezuela, but then we actually look at, like... Oh, do you know what? It's not as bad as I thought. But, I mean, at the same time, 6-0 versus Spain, conceded versus Georgia, Bulgaria conceded 2 versus Georgia. Do you know what? It's not awful. It's probably enough. I thought this was a lot worse coming into this than it actually is. Clean sheet against Romania, Bulgaria. It's not the best of defences, let's be real. But it's also not the best of fixtures, Australia and Paraguay. He is definitely the starting Turkey goalkeeper, isn't he? 1 Bayender. I know you can't see the goalkeeper, I do apologise. On the left hand side. Kakir, yeah. Kakir's the starting Turkey goalkeeper. Absolutely. But then Bayender started versus Spain. Kakir. Spain again. Kakir again. Yeah. I mean, I would put him in. I'll be honest. Australia and Paraguay aren't that good. USA isn't. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, yeah, Kakir probably goes in for me. It's another captaincy option as well. And again, Turkey play early-ish. Yeah, I'm happy with that. He probably won't go over 5% before matchday 2 either. Why don't we go Muslera if that's the starting rumour? Just because it is all over the place, isn't it? It could be either of them. What would you do in matchday 2 if one of your players gets injured in matchday 1? It's a good question. But, I mean, no one's ever going to be able to prepare for that. If one of my players gets injured in matchday 1, then we still do Haaland to Kane. And I just worry that I don't get Elise. I either don't get Elise or I don't get Vinicius Jr. And then we focus elsewhere. If any of my players get injured, then instead I will move to an alternative. Either a French centre-back or defender, or a Brazil defender. Because I'm still open to that as well. I can still get, with the money. With the money I could still get like a Gabriel and... Pedro Neto and Olmo a starter. I don't know if Pedro Neto is. Olmo is not. He won't be starting. That's what your transfers are for though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Any kind of injuries. Mexico, you get team news. If anyone is just joining the stream as well, the Mexico team has already been confirmed. That is it on screen. Guys, I don't think Doku is going to be fit. I'm pretty sure he's worried about an injury. Who starts for Spain? I think the Spain starting 11 will be Simon, Llorente, Cubarsí, Laporte, Cucurella, Rodri, Pedri, Fabian Ruiz, Ferran Torres, Oyarzabal, Alex Baena. What do you think of Courtois and Kikir? I wouldn't waste the money on Courtois. I think you can get a much better value goalkeeper than that. Is Meunier nailed on to start? Do you know, I'm surprised, but he has started quite a lot of matches for Belgium, but I don't think he's nailed because you've got Castagne there, and you've also got De Kuyper on the left. Doku's back in training. Okay. I mean, what's... I'm not overly convinced. 7.5 million? Nah, it's probably a bit expensive for me. What's a good captain score to stick? I believe if you actually want to like base it off the stats and the optimal captain score, I think 12. But it's like, I know I think it was Fran. Someone posted this one, here we go. So this is Fran's stick or twist strategy, and it's basically as the captains that you have, kind of as the numbers reduces, the lower the score you go for. So if you, what have we got, 10 captaincies, if your first captain gets 14 points, then you stick. If your next captain gets 13.5, whatever. So if you've only got one captain left, then obviously you're forced to stick it anyway, but you want 6.5, 8.2, 9.5, 10. So really, I think anything above 11 is probably where you look to try and stick with your captain. I don't get it. Why'd you prioritise Kane over Havertz? I don't like Havertz's minutes. $14 is in 7 or 28. 14. Well, I would imagine it would be 28, right? I don't actually know. That's a good question. I don't know. Surely it's... I would hope it would be normal... like normal points, not captaincy points. What's the comment saying? Oh, that's not... Oh yeah, okay, yeah, so it's single points. Yeah, so a 14 pointer, then a 28 pointer, really. Who will be your first captaincy pick? Should be Kufal, right? Yeah, Kufal. What happened with the deadline for the Club World Cup? The deadline was 7 PM rather than 8 PM for the Club World Cup, and they told everyone that it was an 8 PM deadline. Thankfully, I had my team locked in. I know a lot of people didn't. We've got 285 people in here as well, guys, so thank you very much for coming along. 76 likes as well. Can we get that up to 100? I know we definitely can. Why Kikir over Galindez? Because it looks as though I absolutely want Galindez. See, if Galindez was under 5%, I would have him, but I don't think he's going to stay there, unfortunately, excuse me. Kovar. Kovar's a decent one too. But again, I've already got Kufal. Ordonez over Kufal. 3.9. Nah, I won't be able to afford it because then I won't be able to get Elise in. I don't think you're getting better than Kufal for 3.6 million. Was it Club World Cup or the Euros that's had some weird thing that people could make 7, 8 transfers? That was the last World Cup. I never played that game. I was playing Sky at that time. Because I think Sky had a World Cup tournament. Rodriguez has dropped to 4.9. What's everyone's preference? Do we like James or do we like Diaz? Are you happy with 2 Germany? I feel like I want a third but can't decide who I want to take out. Do you know, I'm more worried about having only 2 Spain. How much is Baena? I really don't want to tear my whole team out, but there's Spain attackers that are under 5% owned, which seems kind of mental. Sani at 2.2. Brown 0.7's tempting. Baena at 6. Oh, Baena's cheaper than Xhaka. I'm gonna have to do some research here. Oh, I only got 2 goals this season for Atletico. Oh no, sorry, it was on loan at Villarreal. Oh no, even then, 2 goals, 3 assists. Is he that great an option? When was the last time he even scored? Oh my god. Bro hasn't nah. So he's not scored this year. Right, okay, that's out the window. I'm not picking a forward who hasn't scored all year. No thank you. What's Estepinan's minutes looking like? Very low owned at the moment. Yeah, I mean, Estepinian would have been great if he was nailed, but it doesn't look likely that he's going to start, unfortunately. I think James is going to get fewer minutes than Diaz. I'm expecting Diaz to play 90 minutes in every game. The only problem is I really don't think Congo are that much of a, like, I don't think there are any pushovers, and it's the final game again. The final game of the match day. It's a risky captain as well. And you aren't going to end up in a position where you need to captain Luis Diaz. Unless you're really in the mud. But, I mean, we've obviously got friendlies here. Did Congo, I'm pretty sure Congo done pretty well in the AFCON, did they not? Oh no, they get beat. No, okay, maybe not as well as I thought. Thoughts on Krejci? Not as good as Kufal. Michele won't start for Belgium. I'm pretty sure the Belgium back line is going to be... I don't know how you say the guy's name. Is it Teatral? How the hell is it you say it? Teatra? Feet. And Ngoy. Looks like the likely 2 stars. Did you see Fabrizio Romano say Yamal is fitting back for matchday 1? I don't think he said he was fitting back for matchday 1. I think he said he was back in training. I think the plan will still be to kind of bench him in matchday 1 though. Do we know the starting goalkeeper for Turkey? It should very likely be Sakir. Sakir? I don't know how you say it. Sakir. I have 10 million. Should I transfer in Vinny or Rafinha and upgrade my defence? I like Vinny. Rafinha, sorry. Can't wait to be sitting with Shanklin captain 2 AM Sunday morning. Oh, don't make me jealous. I actually really, really want to do that. It's so annoying. So frustrating. But hey, if he scores a hat trick, I'm buzzing anyway. I don't need to have him in my fantasy team as well. Is Alaba a good option for the first match? Does he make the set pieces? Let's find out. Alaba, he takes corners, that's it. Who's Spain's nailed defenders? I think Cucurella should be nailed, but there is always that opportunity that it is going to be Grimaldo at some point. I think if you're going for a nailed one, you've got to pick one of the 2 centre-backs, because Laporte and Cabarce are absolutely nailed in that team. You've joined the dark side, swap Xhaka and Mbappe for Mbolo and Elise. That's actually not a bad swap. Is that possible? It will be, won't it? I like that. I like that. I'm not going to do it, but I like that. Let's refresh again. Let's see how our percentages are looking. Have I changed anything from the video yesterday? John, I've been convinced to... I've been convinced away from 12th man Haaland. I said I was open to it in the video yesterday, and I had my whole spiel and prepared a nice graphic for it and everything, but I've been convinced away. I've been swayed. We're now staying with Haaland in matchday 1, because it's basically the whole point. If you did watch the video yesterday and you didn't see my explanation already, starting with Haaland. Yes, I can do... Well, sorry, starting with Kane, it gives me 2 free transfers, but I can't downgrade anyone far enough that I can buy Elise or Vinicius Jr. in matchday 2. Whereas, I've downgraded Nuno Mendes now already, I've got 1.5 million in the bank. I can start with Haaland, I can move to Harry Kane in matchday 2. I've got money in the bank to upgrade Luis Diaz to Elise, and then I've still got the 12th man chip in the bank. And I can 12th man Vinicius Jr. Then I've got double France attack against Iraq, and I've got double Brazil attack against Haiti. So that is where I'm at, and I really like that, to be honest. So I think I'm sticking with that. I need to make sure I transfer in Elvedi. France played before Norway. Sorted. Why Kikir over Galindez? Because Galindez is going over 5% owned. And I don't want to have a goalkeeper that is over 5% owned. It's interesting that James has dropped back down. I don't know if I can see Majika climbing back up, by the way, because I think a lot of people have just kind of moved off of him and that's it. He's been sitting about 4.8 for a while now. Should I go for Reece James? I don't hate England defenders, I just think there's better. Nuno Mendes is crazy. It probably is. But there's a couple of doubts over him. I'm going to close this so the lighting's a bit better. I know I really wanted Nuno Mendes, but I think Elvedi is basically going to be getting a clean sheet anyway, and he's getting scouting bonus. So hopefully he matches him as long as Mendes doesn't go for an absolute mega haul. I've been convinced away from Mbappe for matchday 1. Going to go for Mbolo and Elise. Yeah, fair. I can understand that. Does the percentage cap off at the deadline or kick off? So, I know I tweeted someone today about it. I looked out, basically there was a Fantasy Football Scout article out that said that it carried through the deadline, and it'll be whenever that player kicks off, whatever their ownership percentage at that time is what it counts as. But it's now been fixed, it's not at all. The deadline is the cap. So whatever the ownership is at 8 PM tonight is what the ownership will count as for the entire match day. Thoughts on Shankland 12 man? I wouldn't. If I wanted Shankland, I would have him in the team so that I could captain him. England play pretty defensive football. They don't really concede goals, so I think O'Reilly might be a good pick. I like O'Reilly as well, mainly for matchday 2 though. I don't think I'd be picking him up for matchday 1. Wouldn't you save money with Ngoy? How much is Ngoy? Is he really that low owned? I thought it was going to be a little bit higher than that. Make it easier for myself. 3.7. I think I prefer Kufal. The fact that Mbolo's also getting scouting bonus is pretty crazy as well. Let me have a look at Switzerland players. I mean, I've already got 2. Like, I mainly want to look at the midfielders. Vargas a bit much for me, unfortunately. Should I start an attack? If I was picking any attacking player for Scotland, I'd be buying Lawrence Shankland. Is Congo really that bad of an opponent for Diaz to transfer him out? No, but to get an Olise, I think it is. And it's just an option, really, because Olise's not going to be my captain. Diaz really isn't going to be my captain either, with him playing on the last day. But it's an open option. Like, I don't have to do Diaz out if I don't want to. Risking Galindez. I still think Galindez is probably still a really good one. You just... No scouting bonus, I think. I think scouting bonus is huge for the goalkeepers because they really only get clean sheet points, and if they get clean sheet points, you get an extra 2 points. And there's clean sheets all over the place. You just got to pick the right ones. I still don't understand why Man v Food Guy is on punditry for ITV. ITV is a joke of a channel. BBC's get better pundits anyway. Is Messi fit? Yes. I believe so. Is Vidmer nailed? I think he is nailed at right back. He just doesn't get that many minutes. I think he is prone to a before 60 substitution, which is why I've got Valverde, why I prefer Valverde. Thoughts on Yildiz? I think Yildiz might be a bit of a doubt for matchday 1. You might have to confirm that for me. I'm not 100% on that, but I think he might be a bit of a doubt. Thoughts on Guler? I really like Guler, to be fair. Guler's a nice one. It was just a bit... Like, he's 7 million. 7 million's a price point where you can get some really good premiums, and I don't think he really is that. And maybe at like a 6.5 I probably would have went for him, but 7's a bit much, I think. But he is still a good option. Are there price changes? There is no price changes, no. Which is great, I think, because it really helps with planning. What about Luis Suarez for Colombia? He was in my differentials video from last night. I like him. He's a nice one if you really need a cheap option. Jack is at 5% now? I don't think he is. Oh, right, okay, I see what's happening here. You have to go Olise and Mbolo. Olise and Mbolo's so tempting though. Is that something that we play around with? Like that's probably the best thing that's been said in the chat yet. I don't know. I don't think Xhaka is going to hit 5%. If we did Olise and Mbolo, I don't think I'd want Mbolo for matchday 2. If I did Olise and Mbolo, it would have to be Mbappe 12th man, which would mean Olise would have to be captained in matchday 2. What would I do with the transfers? I need Vinicius. Nah, I don't think this works. So I'm not going to be able to get Vinicius Jr. in. .7. I need to free up. Well, I just know a... Oh no, I think I'm going to miss out. I was going to say I know an Ecuadorian forward who's cheap. Oh no, he's 5.9. Whoa. And then 12th man Mbappe. South Africa lineup's out. Okay, let's come back to this. South Africa. I don't know how well the zoom's going to work for you guys here. Oh no, perfect. Williams, Modiba, Mbokazi, Sabisi, Modo, and Ocon, Makoena, Satoli, Adams, Foster, and Reina. Wow, I really did not think Apollos was going to be on the bench. I'm not going to lie, Apollos was like... He was going to be my big differential for number one. Like, I was never going to pick him, but he was still the differential. That I thought he's going to do well in match day one. Still 4.9% on Crepo and Galindez. Hear me out, Mbolo, Elise and Ngoye in. Ngoye would have to come in for... I don't think he would... He still wouldn't be able... I still wouldn't be able to afford anyone there, unfortunately. Have you canned the 12th man now? Watched your video last night and activated 12th man. I've now deactivated it, but the only boosts available for me to match day 1 are max captain or 12th man. I mean, yeah, I still really like that 12th man idea from the video, but I have been convinced otherwise that basically when I was looking at my match day 2 transfers, it was going to be impossible to bring in Elise or Vinicius Jr. So that's my thinking. I can have Haaland, and it's basically now the decision of would I rather have Kane versus Croatia or Vinicius Jr. against Haiti, and that's kind of like, you know, there's one that's a lot better there than the other. So we're starting with Haaland, not getting to use the free transfer, the extra free transfer, but it means I can have Vinicius Jr. 12th man Mbappe game week 2, and this team is perfect. I solved it for you. Arias for no, there's no way I'm picking Arias over Diaz. Elise, Ngoye, and Bolo. Trust Arias. I trusted. Did I trust Arias? I think I might have bought Arias at the start of FPL, and I'll never touch him again. Right, what I want to do, we've got an hour and 20 minutes. Let's sort the goalkeepers. Let's sort some of the goalkeepers. Let's hashtag World Cup Fantasy and let's see what people are going for. Nice. Oh, look, it's me. Oh, I'm interested in this. So you're not using any boost for match day 1. Sorry if you're going to go all over this before 8 PM anyway. Yes, Raw, I'm not going to use a chip in Matchday 1. I am just going to use the 12th man in Matchday 2 on Vinicius Jr. And I can still have Haaland. I still get the 3 premiums for the matches that I wanted. I wanted Haaland for Iraq. There is a very loud plane outside. I apologise if you can hear that. I wanted Haaland for Iraq, I wanted France for Iraq, and I wanted Kane for Ghana. I am still getting that. It just means that I have to use a transfer, which I didn't want to do. But using that transfer means I can get in Vinicius Jr. or Elise for Matchday 2. And really, when you weigh everything up, I would have done that anyway with a transfer. And I would have brought them in for Matchday 2 anyway. So it works. I couldn't do it because I didn't have the budget to bring in Vinicius or Elise, so the 12th man makes sense. It works. That's the new plan. What do you think about Schlotterbeck and Sané over Kimmich and Wirtz? No, absolutely not. Kimmich stays. Kimmich is the one player. See, if you were to tell me to get rid of every single player in this team and keep one, Kimmich would be the one I'd keep. Kane ain't bagging Ghana. Probably a draw. Right, I'm going to refresh again. I can't believe these two have stayed at 4.9% this whole time. What about Sané for a 1 week punt? What was this in relation to? Did that just answer something about Sané? I can't remember what. Do I like Sané for a 1 week punt? Yes. Would I be tempted by Sané for a 1 week punt? Yes. But the only person that I would take out here to get in Sané would be Xhaka, and I don't have the money for that. Sané versus Sabitzer, already own Wirtz and Kimmich. I mean, you could always spread it out, at least. Like, Sabitzer would give you another captaincy pick. Would you keep Rocher or switch to someone else? I'd probably switch to someone else, because I'm not 100% that Rocher starts. If you activate the 12th player, would you have the chance to change captaincy? If you activate the 12th player, would you have a chance to... I don't know what that means. I know if you activate the 12th man, you cannot captain them. You can still change all the captains in your main team, if that's what you're asking. Nunes or Mbolo, it would be Mbolo. Why did you remove Nunes? Mainly because obviously he only played 30 minutes last night. He came on as a sub. There's not been a lot of talk around it. I don't really know what's happening. I don't like the fact that I don't know what's happening. What I do know is that I like Elvedi as an option. I think it's a nailed clean sheet for Switzerland, and he's got scouting bonus. So I'm 100% that Elvedi plays 90 minutes in both Matchday 1 and Matchday 2. Mendes not so much. Yes, Mendes has a massive explosive ceiling, but I still like Elvedi. And to be fair, if it was anyone else, if there was any other defenders, the fact that I like Elvedi and I've had him in so many drafts, I've got a good backup that I like. If there wasn't a good backup there, I probably would have just risked it on Mendes. But I know Elvedi's good, and I know I kind of want him. Don't say the website's crashed, because I'm right. I am making my transfers. I'm getting goalkeepers in because I'm gonna end up talking too much, and then something's gonna happen. Right, who are the actual goalkeepers? Because we've only looked at one so far. I want everyone to drop their 2 goalkeepers in the chat. Who are we picking? Under 5% owned, who's your 2 goalies? Jamie, thank you very much for the £2 donation. Thoughts on Schlotterbeck and Sané over Kimmich and Wirtz? I wouldn't personally. I think I absolutely would have Kimmich in the team. Sané over Wirtz I wouldn't do either. I think Wirtz is the best attacker and Kimmich is the best defender. I wouldn't make any changes to that. But thank you very much. I appreciate the donation. Right. Oh my god, everyone's putting their goalies in. Right, what have we got? Nyland and Galindez. Oh my god, why can I not speak? Nyland and Galindez, Nyland and Vargas, Rangel and Vargas, Nyland and Kikir, Gunn and Vargas, Crepeau and Vargas, Crepeau and Vargas, Kikir and Kobel, Rangel and Vargas, Rangel and Vargas, Kikir and Nyland, Galindez and Gunn, Crepeau and Vargas. Everyone's going Vargas. Kikir and Kobel. Rangel and Kikir. Okay. Vargas, Rangel, Nyland. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up a notepad. I don't actually know what I've got in this notepad, so bear with. Okay, that's fine. I know I put random stuff in this notepad, I didn't want you to see it. It is just notes for a podcast that I did, so that's okay. Right. Let's put together a goalie. JK shortlist. Right. Rocher / Muslera. Rangel. Vargas. I'm not going to put Crepeau in there because I think he will hit 5%. Kikir. Nyland. Gunn. Right. Well, Rangel was probably going to hit 5% as well, so I'll take him away. What I'll do is I'll add them here. I have more important news. There's giant labubu's at the opening ceremony. What is going on? man. Why are we focusing on the 5% so much? Surely a clean sheet is still better than the under 5% bonus. Well, it's more so the fact that a clean sheet isn't going to be too difficult to get. And if you want a clean sheet, you might as well take the extra 2 points. Like, yes, Galindez will probably get a clean sheet in match day 2, but you're only going to get clean sheet points for that. Like, I'd be willing to bet that one of the 4 goalkeepers under 5% owned is going to keep a clean sheet too. That's obviously what we're trying to figure out, who's the best one. Kovar as well. I will put Kovar in here. He's not going to be an option for me because I've got Kufal. Suzuki, Mendy, Zidane. Do you know, I would have quite liked the USA goalie as well. Paraguay and Australia, both at home technically as well. But I was looking this up today because I thought Matt Fries was going to be the goalkeeper. But it seems to be some people may think it's going to be Matt Turner. There's also Vasilj. I like him too, from Bosnia, because Bosnia are pretty decent defensively. Canada is just the Switzerland fixture that I don't really like, but I'm still going to add him in because I like Vasilj. Schlager. Probably wouldn't have him for match day 2. There's also Fofana as well, by the way. See, I can't believe he's only 0.3% owned because Ivory Coast are really good defensively. Match day 1 I think is a decent opportunity for a clean sheet there. I think I would be adding Fofana in here, but he just doesn't have as good fixtures as the other two do. Let's also get the clean sheet odds up from Fran. Yeah, so Ivory Coast aren't in the top 20 for clean sheets in match day 1 and 2, which is kind of annoying. Who else are we missing? So Colombia are right up there. I mean, it's probably got to be Vargas, doesn't it? What I'm going to do is, just in case it's a 7 PM deadline, which it shouldn't be, but just in case it is, I'm going to put Vargas in my team with Kikir. We also get 327 people in here now, so thank you all very much for coming along. We're at 120 likes, so we have surpassed the 100 mark. Thank you very much. We are still at 1 in 3 people who've liked the stream, so if you haven't already, please make sure to jump down and leave a like on it. We're only 30 away from 150, which would be pretty crazy. Yeah, I'll go for that for now. Kikir and Vargas. Remember to lock, like, it should be an 8 PM deadline, but just so we're not all gubbed, put in what you think is going to be your team quickly the now, and just lock that, just in case. Show them a lineup of Mexico. Hold on, I'll do it on a separate tab. Where are we? Mexico. There we go. That's your Mexico lineup. Wait till 4 pass, that's when the percentages will change. Any idea? How do you know that, Ben? Is that a thing? Or not Ben? Yeah, it was Ben. Yeah. Is there like a specific time where the percentages change? I did think it was live, just every time you refreshed. Thoughts on Elise's minutes? I think he'll be great for minutes. If you activate the 12th man, would you have the chance to change captaincy? Yes. The 12th man doesn't impact the rest of your team. It's in the API that it's 4 past the hour. I have no idea that was a thing. That is very good info. Thank you very much. Okay, 5 minutes then and we can have a look and see what the new percentages are. Watch Vargas have climbed to like 5%. Let's have a look now at everything and we'll see what the new percentages are, because then if what you're saying that's right, then it's the final change. The final change before the deadline. How is the opening ceremony, by the way? Was it like an hour and a half, 2 hours long? Is anyone actually watching it? What about Ivory Coast Dewey? A good option. I quite like him. Could be a decent one. If that's true, then anyone under 5% at 704 will be locked. Oh, I don't know. It's probably different for deadlines, right? You would think. That is 7 PM though, so hopefully we've not got... We're good. FIFA have got the rules right this time. Shakira was good. Ah, I didn't know Shakira was doing it. How are we, Ian? I'm gonna ignore the question on the chat under that. If Xhaka goes to 5%, well, no, yeah. So Xhaka's at 4.6% now. Wait, no, he was already, wasn't he? If Xhaka goes to 5%, we've got an hour to make some changes, and I don't know if is it MF Ball. Is that how I'm supposed to say this? Bro has been itching for me to go for Elise and Embolo, and if that's the case, we are definitely exploring that. Stickers were sent this morning. I've got yours. I've got them here. I need to send them off. I just haven't done it yet, but I will. What about Ferran Torres? I like Ferran Torres, but he's a forward, which is kind of annoying. Top 1 in Bolo Glazer. Do you know, look at this, right? Hold on. I'm going to show you my sticker album before 4 minutes passed. I also got this yesterday. I thought it was gold, but it's the bronze. I've packed 2 extra stickers. I got the purple Valverde, and I sold it for a £5. And I've got the bronze Son. But I don't know how much... I don't know how to show this without the light impacting it. There you go. But I've got so many of these, right? Still haven't completed a single team. Look at South Africa. Class. Korea's... We'll ignore Korea. Czechia. Canada's pretty poor. Qatar's almost there. Brazil's looking decent. I'm like 4 or 5 away from most of them. Morocco's very close. A couple left for Scotland. It's not too bad. I also managed to perfectly align my World Cup sticker, even though the stickers seem to all be this like different sizes. Like, how annoying is this white line? But it was the only way to line up the actual stickers. Anyway, we're at 4 past, or just about. Let's see this percentage update. If Mbolo rises to 5%, I'll donate my entire bank account. What is it at right now? Right, we're at 4 past. Okay, I don't think it's updated. Have we been swindled? Yeah, there's no way that's updated yet. Oh wait, that's an update surely, right? Vargas was 4.4 before. James back up to 5. Rangel's at 5.1. Oh, here we go, guys. Crepeau's still 4.9. Galindez is down to 4.8. Oh. Vargas 4.5. Xhaka 4.6. Galindez is annoying because I really want Galindez. How much is Vargas? I'm not pricing myself out. Am I pricing myself out, people? I think I might be, by the way. Oh, have I made a mistake? I think I have. Because I don't think I can do those 2 goalkeepers because then I can't afford Elise. I need someone 0.2 cheaper. Shit. Shit. Does 5% still get the bonus or no? So the issue is 5% sometimes gets the bonus and sometimes it doesn't. So FIFA rounds the percentages. So if a player is 5.95% owned, they'll round it up to 5%, but they will still get the scouting bonus. But if someone is 5.05% owned, they round it down to 5%, but they won't get the scouting bonus. So some people will get scouting bonus at 5% and some people won't, which is an awful way to do it considering it's a big part of the game, but it's what they're showing. Get rid of the 4.8 and 4.9. I don't think I've got any, do I? No, I think we're good. I don't know if it's going to refresh again. What I need is 1.5 million in the bank. I think I take Vargas. I don't want to take Vargas out because I think he's probably one of the better goalkeepers, but I need to find 0.2 million. Oh, I can't even get Nyland in. I thought Nyland would have been cheap. I don't want Rocher. Rangel's above 5% now, so that's out the window. Just to let you know, there's another update at 14 past for the last update. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Ben. I don't know if there'll be much change in 10 minutes. Oh shit, where is Haaland? Why is Haaland not in the team? Oh wait, there he is. Oops. Forgot to reset. Right, 4.1 million goalkeeper under 5%. I don't want Rocher. Did I get Vasilj? Fun fact, Canada haven't scored a goal at the World Cup yet, ever. All the fives will be getting binned, putting them all back under. They will, probably, yeah. You're not wrong. What do I think about Robinson? Nah. He scored a great goal, obviously, a couple of days ago, but nah, I wouldn't. Would you go Doku or KDB? Doku. You've got a Davies header? No, I seen a stat that said Canada have never scored at the World Cup. Don't tell me I've been lied to. I don't think I'm going to be able to check that, can I? Canada World Cup stats. I mean, if you're saying it, it's definitely going to be true, but... Three appearances. Oh no, this is the third. Oh, so it would have been the last World Cup, wouldn't it, if it was Davies? (4-1) defeat, there we go. Alphonso Davies netted a historic goal in the 2nd minute. Well, that stat was a lie. Apparently Yamal is available for matchday 1. He will be available, but the plan is for him to come off the bench. I think it is like it came out today he was back in training, which we did expect. But yeah, the plan is for him to come off the bench. Do we think, right, this would be a huge gamble, but it would be Vargas. No, it wouldn't. It would be Kikir to Rangel, and it would be gambling on the fact that everyone sells him off to take him under 5% owned in the next hour. And it gives me a captain for tonight as well. Maybe it is the fact that they've never won a game. If you had to choose a captain for Switzerland's match, would it be Elvedi or Xhaka? Oh, that's a good point. Probably Elvedi. I think I'd be more... yeah, probably Elvedi. I'd be more confident of a clean sheet, and then maybe he can score as well. Like, Xhaka's not going to get more than one goal if he gets anything. So, yeah, probably Elvedi. Go for Shobi as your goalkeeper. He's the Egyptian one, isn't he? Who have Egypt got? Belgium. Probably no clean sheet there. He probably gets a clean sheet in 2, but... Is there any tracker of percentages? Just the one that's in the app. Or the website. Ivory Coast goalkeeper is good for matchday 3. I like the Ivory Coast goalkeeper, but it's just the Germany fixture in matchday, the Germany game in matchday 2 that puts me off him. Why not going with Nuno Mendes instead of Cucurella? Yeah, I get that. Like, I definitely would rather have Mendes, I think, but he's just a bit too much for me. You know who I would pick as Switzerland captain? I have no idea. Widmer? 12th man. I'm going to save the 12th man. I've been swindled from yesterday. The 12th man will be getting saved for Vinicius Jr. because I can't afford them with my transfers in matchday 2. That's 14 past. Let's see. Nothing yet. Why is everyone benching Portugal? Brady, basically you want to put the players that play last on your bench so that you can sub them in later. You don't want to be... Like, it's not actually benching them. You will play all of these players. You just want to make sure you've had everyone play first before you take out who comes in. Right, I need to do a goalkeeper transfer before the game crashes. I'm going to do it to Rangel for now, but I don't want it to be Rangel if he's going to be over 5%. Spain couldn't score versus Egypt in a friendly and he was good against Brazil. Mohammed. What are you doing to me? Sorry, I know that you probably can't see the full screen here. The problem is the scouting bonus doesn't matter unless they keep a clean sheet, really. Did I decide Jack over Baena in the end? I did, yeah. Baena hasn't scored a goal since December, so that got chucked out the window straight away. Yeah, Rangel's 5.1. Does Ordonez start for Ecuador? He does, yeah. Can you run us through the rules of the game? See, I've got a full video on it. Eric, if you want to check the channel, there's a full video explaining all the rules. Nyland from Norway. He's not cheap enough, unfortunately. I need to have a goalkeeper who is 4 million. 4.1 million at least. Yeah, 4.1 million or cheaper. And I know Rocher's there. I don't know, there's a lot of big chances conceded there. Five big chances conceded as well. Do you think now that Rangel is over 5%, all the Rangel owners will switch to Galindez, for example, who's still under? That's what I'm tempted to do. But is that the kind of gamble that you really want to be taking? I'm not going to be choosing Gunn. I really don't think we're keeping a clean sheet on Saturday. I think Haiti will score. The scouting bonus for Colombia lock in at the deadline. Yeah, it has been confirmed that it will be at the deadline. Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to put Vasilja in for now, just in case the game crashes. He's kind of the one that I'm gravitating to at the minute. And let's do some research on Rocher. It's annoying that there's not been any friendlies. See, this person's got Muslera. Rocher 60 to 75. Team that worked with Bielsa before travelling had Muslera. Let's have a look at the hashtag. What are people doing? Bad times if you can't keep a clean sheet against Haiti. Who needs a clean sheet when you can score 5 goals? Physio. He's starting with Muslera. Ah, what an annoying time. I'm just reading teams and I'm stuck. Because it would be so easy if I could just... I need some budget. Where do I get some budget? Do I take Xhaka out because I've now got Elvedi to cover the Switzerland game? Right, let's look at that as an option. 6.2, I would need to find 6.1. Tielemans. Nusa, nah. Tillman. McGinn. Bahina. We need to stop mentioning Mbolo in the chat. Listen, that strategy doesn't work because then I have to leave out one of Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. in matchday 2. So I can't do it. De Catalare as a punt is not a bad shout. Who said that? Atom. Also Sulch. No, I've got Kufal now. There's no point in getting Sulch. There's just nothing coming up here that's nice, is there? Pickle. Somerville. Oh dear. Sani going under the radar. I might just go for Rangel. Do you know what was so good before as well though? I remember the opening match of the Club World Cup was Inter Miami, I think. Early captain, kept a clean sheet, saved a penalty. Let's do it. Let's gamble. Let's go for Rangel. And gamble on the fact that people are going to sell him off because he's reached over 5% owned. Let's do it. Let's do it. How long we got? Half an hour? Half an hour to sit on this decision. You're not using 12th man this week? I am not. I've been swindled. Basically, it came down to having Kane versus Croatia this match day or having Vinicius Jr. versus Haiti. My whole idea was I would try and use the 12th man to save a transfer, but I wasn't able to transfer in Vinicius for next week or for next match day, which I wanted. I wanted that double Brazil midfield, and I wasn't able to afford it. So now that I am doing it this way, I can use my transfers and I've got money in the bank. It makes sense. I still get my 3 premium strikers for the matches that I wanted them in. I do Haaland to Kane next week, and I can do Luis Diaz to Elise, and then I can 12th man Vinicius Jr. That then gives me Mbappe and Elise versus Iraq, and it also gives me Vinicius and Rafinha versus Haiti. I think that's good. I like that. Now we've got a really nice team covering different bases. Less captaincy options though, which again is probably like more of a reason to have Haaland in the starting 11 to kind of open up some more captaincy picks. Now I've got Rangel, I've got Elvedi, Kufal, Kimmich, Rafinha, Bruno, Diaz, Haaland, Oyarzabal, Mbappe. Nine captaincies. What spare do you need to have to get Vinicius in the next round? I need to have 1.4 million so I can do Diaz to Vinny. I've got 1.5 at the minute. Or more than that? No, I've got 1.5. 1.5 in the bank. McTominay better than Xhaka? He is. In this game, for the first 2 match days. Match day 1, yes, but I've kind of mentioned already that I prefer the Scotland strikers over McTominay. And I wouldn't really want them for match day 2. Punt on Torres. If you're happy to use a striker spot on Torres, then I think he could be really good, but I just wouldn't use that spot. It's a very valuable spot that, you know, the 3 strikers. Torres is a big punt to go for. There's a lot of good options you can go for. If you're happy to and you're confident, then go for it. It's not the biggest thing for me. How much money do we need? Oh no, okay, I've answered that one, that's fine. Kovarin nets. Kufaltra Mexican defender. Nah, the only way that works, like I feel like I would be taking out 2 better options for 2 worse options just to confirm scouting bonus on my goalkeeper. Will Gonçalo Inácio start for Portugal? He should do. He should do. What are you saving money in the bank for? I am doing Diaz to Elise next week. Diaz still is a great fixture, but Elise is a better one. And that's what you've got to go for in this format. De Catalari for James. I prefer James. De Catalari is like... He looks good overall on paper. But I think he could easily blank. My vice captain, I'm not worried about my vice captain. My vice captain's not going to matter because I'm going to change my normal captain anyway. Why not Mendes? So that I've got the money in the bank to be able to get Elise next week. I took Mendes out so I could get an Elvedi. Elvedi is a great fixture this week. We'll get scouting bonus. I'm looking at maybe 9 points. And I've got money in the bank to get Elise in. It feels good now that I've kind of locked my team in. Now it's just a late decision of do you go for Galindez? Or are people starting to buy him up again? Because I think Galindez is definitely a much better goalkeeper pick than Vargas is, isn't he? Is that a risky play? Is there too much risk involved in that? Do we think? We've basically just got to think over the next hour, what are people going to do? People are going to sell off Rangel. just to get it clear, to get the bonus points, you need below 5%. So maximum it can have is 4.9. So it's actually 4.99% is the max, but FIFA rounds it to 5%. So some players that get 5%, that are 5% owned, will still get scouting bonus because they are in the game like 4.94% owned, but they get rounded up to 5. It's annoying as hell because there is also some players that are like 5.05% owned that also get classed as 5% and they won't get scouting bonus. Why Elvedi over Widmer? Just minutes. I'm not confident that Widmer gets a ton of minutes. The whole point is the keeper's being under 5%. You might as well play it safe. Well, this is the thing though. Like, is Vargas playing it safe at 4.5%? I've bought him in the last half an hour. Is everyone else thinking the same thing? Is he going to climb above 5% in the next half hour? Potentially. So at that point, too much thinking for that scouting bonus. Yeah. Where do you see Xhaka get points? Penalties looks like the only source from stats. I mean, Xhaka can get points from anything. Chances created, tackles, goals and assists. He's very capable of getting as well. Am I keeping Rangel? I think I am because I'm confident that he's going to get sold off enough that he could be under 5% owned for the deadline. Up to 421 people in here now, so thank you all very much for being here. Right, I want to see if the general consensus has changed since the last update. So can everyone drop their 2 goalkeepers in the chat? And let's see what everyone's kind of going for now that the percentage has changed. I have like a lightning bolt. No, it's because I'm on the transfer screen. You would be in, like, I don't have the subs up. Once you've got the subs up, then the lightning bolt's in the top left. Suzuki, Vargas, Kikir, Muslera, Kikir, Vargas. Vargas, Kikir, Galindez, Pickford, Kikir, Courtois, Crepeau, Cabell, Kikir, Galindez, Gun, Galindez, Ennis, Gun, Galindez, Sanchez, Crepeau, Galindez, Galindez, Galindez. Still a lot of Galindez in there. So if we all started kind of buying Galindez back then, how many of you in the chat that said Galindez have had him this whole time, and how many of you have bought him in the last half an hour? A lot of Kikirs in there now. Had. Do you know what I'll do actually? Let's move out Galindez is probably a bit riskier, isn't he? So what I'll do, I know I'm changing this every 2 seconds, but you've got to bear with. Let's change him to Kikir because they're the same price, and I know what I'm getting with Kikir. I'm getting scouting bonus. That's what I wanted. So let's do that. Rangel and Kikir. We're already gambling with Rangel that he drops below 5%, with everyone selling him off in the next 20 minutes. So let's go for a safer one that's going to get scouting bonus with Kikir. Is it going to be Rocher or Muslera? The rumour is Muslera, but it's kind of all over the place. Can you please explain why you need 1.4 in the bank instead of 1.9 to do Diaz to Vinny? Sorry, I'm doing, I think I might have said Vinny. I'm doing Diaz to Elise, and then I'm using the 12th man on Vinny in matchday 2. Cabell have better clean sheet odds. I don't think Cabell's under 5% though, unfortunately. Yeah, 6.2. I like Cabell as well, but yeah, unfortunately not under 5. I don't think Rocher is confirmed. Might even go higher. True. Yeah, people might start selling off Ochoa to buy Rangel. Okay, no worries, Mate. Mate Pop. I want to say that, sorry if I butchered that. I thought I did say Vinicius, to be fair, I'm glad I didn't. Is Nuno Mendes fine? I haven't heard a single thing, which is why I've went to Valverde instead. I wouldn't say Gunn was 100% starting, no. For me, it's probably about 80-85. I think he will be the starting goalkeeper. But I'm not 100% though. So how many scouting bonus players have I got? Kikir, Kufal, Valverde, Xhaka. I don't think I can get a better option than Xhaka, can I? If I was going to get Elise in here, I need 6.4 million replacement. The reason I had Xhaka was for that extra captaincy pick as well. But I don't think I'm going to get better for 6.4. Vitinha, Brahim Diaz, Arias. Nah. Nah. 6'5", I could get McTominay. Rodriguez. Sabitzer is the only one that blows your budget. Yeah, exactly, it does. I liked Sabitzer as well. Mate. Thank you, mate, I appreciate that. Moller Wolf for Ryerson. I don't think I'd take Ryerson out. I think he's pretty locked in my team. Why are you on 12th man for matchday 2 now? Basically because with the 12th man on Haaland in matchday 1, the two transfers that I saved, the transfer that I saved for matchday 2 didn't really help me that much. I want, like, the big transfers I want to make is getting in Vinicius Jr. and getting in Elise with the fixtures they've got, but I couldn't afford them. So I start with Haaland. I use one transfer on Kane. Then I can do Diaz to Elise, and then I can 12th man Vinicius Jr. That way I get in double Brazil attack, and I've got double France attack as well for matchday 2, which feels a lot better. I mean, the only reason I really wanted to matchday 1 12th man was to save a transfer, but when I'm missing out on players like Vinicius against Haiti, it doesn't really make much sense. So 12th man's been changed. We're starting with Haaland. I can now captain Haaland, which is fine. Do you prefer Kofal over Majika? Yeah, he's cheaper. He's a good enabler. I know he's going to get scouting bonus. He's an early captain that can get forward and get attacking returns. Majika's just pretty shit. It's just lucky that he's starting. Fancy a punt on De Ketelare? Nah, I was tempted, I'm not gonna lie, but nah. Unless the only way I would is if Belgium have New Zealand in matchday 2, which I don't think they do. No. Nah. Not for me. Personally, we'll go with Vasilj and Galindez. Don't really like that Korea game for Mexico in matchday 2. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe. I do like Bosnia. I was tempted by one of the defenders, and then I thought, I kind of shook my head a little bit, and I was like, no, we won't go for a Bosnia defender, but the Bosnia goalie's not a bad one. I don't think his price is good enough for me, though, unfortunately. Or maybe it's just good enough. Yeah, I think I should be fine, actually, if I wanted them. Yeah. You've now got me thinking again. Nah. I'll stick with Rangel. Why Ryerson over Wolf though? Ryerson's been smashing it. I don't know much about Wolf. Can someone tell me why Wolf has been hyped up so much in the past couple of days? Because I'm looking at Ryerson with 18 assists in the Bundesliga, a goal and 4 assists in the qualifying, most chances created for Norway in qualifying. I don't really see why. I don't really see why Wolf is preferred over him. Scouting bonus. Why no Scottish players? Listen, Venom, I tried. I've tried so many different times. It just didn't work. Scouting bonus for Wolf. Thoughts on Fabian Ruiz? Nah, he's not exactly like an attacking midfielder, really, is he? Well, I'll say this, and he'll score 2 goals now, but probably not for me. Ryerson had the most assists for a defender in qualifications. Yeah, this is what I mean. I feel like, yeah, he doesn't have scouting bonus, whatever. Do you know, he might, there's probably a decent chance he gets scouting bonus for matchday 2, with people selling him off. What happened to Galindez? I took him out just because I think there's a good chat. Basically, I asked the chat what everyone's goalkeeper was, and 90% of people said Galindez. Now, I know a lot of people said they have kept him, but I think a lot of people would have bought him in the last hour, and I think he could creep back above 5%. Akanji and Vitinha, or Vidmar and Bruno. Probably Vidmar and Bruno. Yeah, definitely Vidmar and Bruno. Why not Doku? Just a bit much for me. I think he's 7 million. It's a bit expensive. I don't think he's that great. What do you think about Verts to Rafinha in Game Week 2? I like it. Smart move. Would you do Majika down to Kufal to improve Wolf to Ryerson? Yes. That's basically what I've got. I've got Kufal and Ryerson. Quickly planning my transfers for Matchday 2. Is Vinny a must-have, you reckon? I think you've got to have 2 Brazil attackers. Because I'm confident that Scotland are scoring 3 or 4 goals against Haiti on Saturday. So I am so confident that Brazil are scoring 4+ goals when they play Haiti. Rafinha will get involved, Vinny will get involved. Even Igor Thiago, if Igor Thiago was like rumoured to start, that would be a really nice one as well. But yes, I think Vinny is probably a must-have. Have you thought about Ngoy? I did for a little bit, but I don't think Belgium are that great. I don't think he's going to keep a ton of clean sheets. They've got the 2 harder fixtures in the group before they play New Zealand in Matchday 3. If he's still playing in Matchday 3, I would definitely look to pick him, but probably not for Matchday 1 and 2. Is Rangel worth keeping even if he stays above 5? Or if he stays above 5? I think my reasoning for having him is I'm gambling on the fact that people see that he's over 5% owned now and they're selling him off. And that by the time the deadline comes round, he's under 5%. That's the hope. It's a gamble, it is a big gamble, but there's no other goalkeeper that I can get for around that price. The only one that I would maybe consider would be the Bosnia goalkeeper. But they've got a really tough Matchday 2 fixture against Switzerland. I think Majika will start, yeah. Majika will be the starting left back for Colombia, but when I was researching Colombia starting lineups, everyone was annoyed that it would be Majika that starts, but it will be Majika that starts. Supposedly he's just not very good. Vice captain doesn't matter, no. Everyone is going to be changing their captaincies every single game. And as soon as you do it once, the vice-captain's ruled obsolete. So no, vice-captain doesn't matter at all. As long as you don't plan on just having one captain. Can you do your starting 11? Yeah, my starting 11 is just as it comes. Everyone that plays last is on the bench. Everyone that plays first is in the starting 11. Oh wait, I just realised you can't see the bench. There you go, it's a tight one. There we are. I really want to have 3 Brazilians, but only Vinny and Rafinha are tempting. I think if I was going for a triple up, it would be Vinny, Rafinha and Gabriel, but I wouldn't have Gabriel for this week. How often does ownership update? Well, we get told by Ben in the chat that ownership updates at 4 past the hour, and then we checked it and that was correct. So ownership updates what looks to be once every hour at 4 minutes past, so we're not going to get another update, and it's not live either. You don't need to save money if you go for Thiago instead of Vinicius. I know, but I don't think Thiago's going to start, which is the issue. It's predicted to be Cunha up front. Torres or a Yarzabal? Definitely a Yarzabal, Henry. Do you think Torres plays matchday 2? Well, from what I've seen, the plan for Yamal is going to be 30 minutes in matchday 1, 60 minutes in matchday 2, and 90 minutes in matchday 3. So if it's 60 minutes in matchday 2, then it's probably not going to be... Torres that starts. Let's do a wee tweet, shall we? Matchday 1. Any solid starting defender for 3.5 mil? I don't think so. You'll get Kufal for 3.6, but I don't think you're getting 3.5, unfortunately. Opting for 12th and matchday 2 allows me to get both Finney Jr. and Elise in without any worries. Plans. Matchday 2 transfer plans. Diaz, Lacey, Haaland, Kane, Finish. App's crashed, has it really? I really hope everyone's locked their teams in. 4 minutes to go. Make sure that you're doing it right now. Do not leave it to the last minute. Big balls. Best of luck. Let's do it. Mad how much you hate your whole team at this time. I know, every single time it's like you just look through every player individually and it's like, do I really want him? And that's what I've been thinking with Xhaka. I'm not 100% on Xhaka. I'm just thinking now about late moves. I think I'm good. I think we are good. So I got 300 people in here. I hope all 300 of you have your team locked. Oh, well, I've enjoyed myself. That was fun. I'm glad that all that's over. I just realised you can't even see the fucking team. I'm glad that is done. Now we can chill for a couple of days, enjoy the football. Got a massive game on Saturday night, 2 AM. It's going to be good. I want everyone, while we get into the deadline, I want everyone's score prediction for Haiti versus Scotland on Saturday, please. I am going for 3-1. 3-1 or 4-1. 3-1, 4-1 or 4-2. Like, it's going to be a high scorer. I did captain Rangel, didn't I? I did. 16th. Yeah, we're good. I literally just copied your team. 3-0. Hope so. I'd be over the moon with a 3-0. Team locked. 7-2 Haiti. Get out. Piss off. 25-0 Shankland, all 25. That'll do me. All-time top goal scorer at the World Cup. 3-1 Scotland, 4-1 Scotland. See if we get beat. If we get beat. I'm gonna be so upset. 1-0 to Haiti? Bruno. It's not the right answer. 1 each. The fact that it's about half and half is crazy. Right. Kickoff. Surely that's the website now. Nope. Can you imagine the deadline was like 9? We're all buzzing that it wasn't 7 PM and they've done it right. Can you imagine they've put it back an hour? And it's like 8 PM US time. Why is it not updated? McTominay hat-trick. See, the 3-0 Scotland, 2-0 Scotland. These are the results we should be looking at. Fucking 7-2 Haiti. Start banning people for that. Guys, I don't like that the deadline's still not passed. Is it kicked off yet? Oh. Oh, I can't even read your name. Hold on. $10. Thank you very much. Hold on. Give me a second. Where are we? Sorry, I'm just going all over the place with the chat at the minute. There we go. Brother BKL Sport Entertainment Show. $10. Thank you very, very much. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including FF Bobby. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from South Bronx. Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, thank you. What a top guy. Legend. Not kicked off yet. Are we still here? Yeah, but surely it wasn't deadline kickoff, it was deadline... It was deadline 8 PM. Guys. A Raw with a £10 donation as well. Guys, thank you. That's very, very kind. Absolute legends. Thank you very much. Not even a message in there either. Ah, there we go, right after it. Thanks for your hard work. Thank you, Raw. Appreciate your time. I appreciate the donation as well. Thank you for coming in. Almighty Tiger, thank you very much for coming through. 4 minutes past, check the percentages. Imagine we can make changes. I don't think that's changed much. You can make the transfer, no deadline. See if someone scores. Has it kicked off yet? Surely we've kicked off now. Have we not kicked off? I don't think we've had an ownership update. Oh no, we have had an ownership update. Galindez is 4.9. Rangel didn't drop below 5. That's frustrating. Oh well. A clean sheet would work just as good. Right, let's see. Galindez 4.9. Akanji went up to 4.9. Crepo went down to 4.8. James dropped below 5%. Mojica stayed. Vargas stayed. I've just sold Vargas, didn't I? That's annoying. Galindez 4.9% now. I kept Galindez. I wish I kept Galindez now. I went to the fucking Turkey goalkeeper. Oh well. It is what it is. Right. You can still make transfers. There's no way. I wouldn't risk it, but because what happens if it then goes to the next one? Right. We're leaving it. I did Llorente. Why did you do that? Why have you done that? What happened right now? What do you do when you go on? You only get one transfer and you wasted it on Llorente to picking Laporte. Imagine, I actually probably could make a transfer right now and do Rangel to Galindez. No, Kikir to Galindez, but I'm not going to. Let's not risk that. Yeah, Vargas and Galindez seem to be the one. You can indeed still make changes. I just did it and confirmed it. Right, I'm gonna leave it. I'm sure the deadline will come round, right? At some point. The round 2 button isn't open. Really? Because if that was the case, see if I could genuinely confirm that, I would be taking Kakira right now to get Galindez. If Mexico lose, clean sheet, sell Rangel. Is the match started now? Yeah, so we're live now. I'm gonna have to read all these after. Right. It's still not locked. I'm not seeing anyone else talk about it. Oh, what? Bernardo Silva to Real Madrid. That's a bit mental. I would not have said that. Galindez and Vargas. It's locked now. Is it? It's fine for me still. Really, everyone's saying it's locked now? I'm still good. Right. I've said I'm leaving like 5 times. Right, that is actually going to be it now. Right. Thank you all very much for coming along. Thank you very much to everyone who we had a very big stream today, considering that I would lose my try. I swapped Rangel for Vargas and then swapped back. Nah, see if you've used both your transfers. So some people are locked and some people aren't. Oh no, here we go. Done. Finally. Right. Thanks guys. I'm gonna go and watch the game now. Appreciate everyone for coming in. Have a good night. Have a good World Cup. It's gonna be fun.